JJ McCarthy, which was the guy that was the rumor that the Giants wanted this guy and we can get him kind of situation. Like Drake May was the pipe dream. JJ McCarthy was the obtainable dream. That's the way it was being kind of like thrown out there to all of us during the rumor session. It's kind of like Drake May was the hot girl. JJ McCarthy was the best friend that was nearby to fall back to.
But not the Duff.
So, they really didn't give too much on JJ McCarthy in this. And honestly, I came across this going, yeah, that whole thing was a goddamn smokescreen.
Yep.
That's goddamn exactly smokescreen. Now, we did say that on the show multiple times, by the way. So, again, I like the fact that we were, our opinions were validated. Because as much as we said before that we're not the people that sit there and can give you every single complicated term in the football point and stuff like that, that's just not what we are. If there's one thing Rob and I are very good at, it's reading body language. It's picking up on small cues and talks.
And calling out BS.
Yeah, like we've both been in sales for so many years that we can see things that I'm not saying no one else can see. I'm not that conceited. Not in public, at least. But when you worked in sales for enough years, you learn to pick up things at that point. You can pick up little micro expressions and stuff like that. If you ever watched the show Lie to Me back in the day, like you could pick up that kind of stuff and you kind of learn to automatically, whether it's pauses, tone, little motions at that point, eye twitches, little movements at the corner of the mouth. Like there's things you just get trained to pick up on. And to me, the whole thing seemed like BS, just the way the whole conversations were going there. The notes they gave on this from the scouting team meeting, JJ just turned 21 years old, young kid. The O-line had the responsibility for making points at the run. They call it protections, but he could override them. But the way they were talking, they definitely seemed concerned, like he wasn't calling the whole play. Like he wasn't the guy that was just going to the line and making those decisions. And yeah, that's something, a valid concern. And I don't think that got talked enough during the actual draft time, to be honest with you, but yeah, that's a concern. Like they didn't even trust you to call the plays fully. Like they trusted granted, they had a good veteran line. It's not like they had like scrubs there. That was really the star of the show, was that offensive line. But it's like
what they took away from it and what they said, it's something that I took away is like you didn't give him experience in college.
Yeah.
And you want him to go to the NFL to have that experience. But you didn't give him the training wheels to get that experience to go to.
Yes.
They didn't say that verbatim, but that's what I took away from
that's
saying.
The
like,
vibe. Exactly. Yeah. So like we don't know if he can do this because he didn't do it before.
Correct.
So
he's done it, here and there, but that's what it is, here and there. It's like a flip of a coin. Not even a flip of a coin. It's like majority of the time was based on the offensive line. So it's like, how can you trust a guy in the NFL to be the leader of the team when his line did the dirty work for him majority of the time?
Yeah. It's just, it just seems a little crazy, but I guess you can't change it. Like that wasn't his decision, obviously, but it definitely hurt him, I think, in this draft. And then the only time they really showed him during the interview was JJ McCarthy seen running a play in the board that the Giants basically said was way too long. And it was way too long. But yeah, I mean, that's it. There wasn't a lot. And I got to think if the Giants were really interested in JJ McCarthy, they would have given a lot of more information on him during this than they did. The only other thing I could think of is that the Giants try to downplay so people have this opinion. So they can say, oh, we love Daniel Jones. We never wanted J.J. McCarthy. We love Daniel Jones.
Could be.
But I don't think that's it. Like I said, we said from the get-go this was a smokescreen. I still think that. I still think that. It's just everything is telling me that. The way these scouts talked about him is something I could not get out of my head. Like they were kind of like, yeah, he kind of had training wheels on when he was supposed to learn to ride a bike by now.
Yeah.
That's basically what the analogy was they gave. They didn't say it that way. I'm not trying to put words in their mouth. But that's
why I said it.
But it's basically what it is. So, it's kind of like you're a little too old to be in pull-ups at this point. Like, you take the diaper off, move on. We made too many analogies to kids in the show.
I was supposed to say, no one wants to crap the pants.
Yes. Except Amber Heard.
That's the bed.
She shit the bed.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.